Louisville, Kentucky. Only a couple minutes late tonight. How's it going out there? We got Sticker Teenager playing footsies and Sticker Granddaughter. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Can you say hi? Can you wave? Come on. There you go. What's going on out there? Besides the disaster in California. Not bitching about the snow and ice here anymore. All right, somebody was interested in buying one of my Butcher covers. I think I've sold 4 of them in the last 2 weeks. Thought I was getting too many of them, but they keep selling. Going to get a couple more to peel in a mono to finish up and a stereo East Coast to do. This is my inventory. This one sold yesterday. My West Coast Excellent Peeled number 6. So that's going out in the mail, I guess, on Monday. The mail hasn't hardly been working at all this week. So I have many packages coming on Monday.
Daniel said hello from Florida. Daniel Vogel.
Yes, that's this. I'm doing the Butcher covers for you first there, Daniel. This one's already sold.
Thomas Crook said hello, Sticker family. Dave Evans said good evening, Sticker kids. Richard said sticker late but worth the wait.
Late and worth the wait.
Polly said stay warm and good evening, Sticker family.
Good evening, Polly.
Caesar said hey, STICKERMANIA family.
How is Caesar? We got quite a few people checking in. Thanks a lot.
A little Beatles corner said hello, everybody.
Patricia. This is my other West Coast Butcher cover I have up on eBay, number 6. It's got the spine's pretty much split on that one. West Coast with a strong glue. You know, I say there aren't going to be too many more nice peeled West Coast anymore. And show the rest of them, then I'll put all these away. This is my $1,500 one on eBay, East Coast. Excellent peeled. Has a little wear when they did the peel on the Today. And it has a COA from Perry Cox. That West Coast I put away had a COA from Jim Hansen. Got the one I did myself, East Coast, that's on eBay for $1,444. You can see where the trunk slick had quite a bit of aging wear, brown spots in it. Went down to Ringo's smock on there, but I used the Gemini Girls wet towel technique, and I was able to get all the glue and paper off with no tears.
Dave Evans said thanks again, Frank, for the awesome LHCB.
1981 Sgt. Pepper mono from UK.
He said enjoyed the listen.
He says it really sounds good. Other Butcher covers. Let's show the sealed second state one more time. Somebody got a big payment on something to do with his car getting wrecked, and I think he's going to use the money to buy this Butcher cover. $7,250. A sealed number 6, West Coast. 4 square corners. Factory breathe hole on the front and one on the back. Right down here where you see the foxing spot, where the air from last 58 years has caused a brown spot down there. But that's what you want. You don't want one that looks perfect because it probably isn't real. And you can see Ringo's V-neck right there through the factory shrink. So these were pretty tightly shrink back in the 1966. The way it came from the factory. Gotta put that back in its.
Joseph Mantino said, hello, sticker family.
How you doing, Joseph?
Mr. Charles Ray said, hello again, Frank, sticker kid, and granddaughter. Happy freezing Saturday to you all. I am in New Jersey, below zero weather.
Below zero weather. Would you rather have below zero weather or threat of a fire 24 hours a day?
Oberheim said, so many Butcher covers, incredible.
Yep. But I sell, normally sell 2 of them every week.
Lincoln said, hi, I'm Lincoln from Brazil.
That's another, let me show that one. Lincoln from Brazil.
Yep.
This is the one I peeled before the wet towel technique. It has a few tears over here on the side, so the wet, thanks a lot Gemini Girl, it really helps. I think that's his name's Paul, isn't it? Gemini Girl?
Yeah.
So I haven't put this up for sale yet, but if you're interested in it, shoot me an offer through my Mr. STICKERMANIA.com.
STICKERMANIA. Which one you want to do?
He said at yahoo.com.
Mr. _ STICKERMANIA at yahoo.com. That's how Dan got a hold of me today for the first time.
Oberheim said $17 US is nearly 12K Australian dollars.
Gotcha.
Joseph Mantino said, I'm doing great, enjoying Ringo's new album. It's excellent. How are you all doing?
Yeah, but me and Mr. Mayo likes Ringo's Star's new album a lot. I haven't heard it, but I'm going to have to go out and get it because Billy Strings is on it and the lady that sings Alison Krauss and then the producer's T-Bone Burnett. But you know that Ringo wasn't in Nashville when all that was recorded. They can send the tapes back and forth, and Ringo finished it up. But Billy Strings is really talented.
Mama, Papa.
Gemini, let me get these butchers off the table.
All right.
This is the one that needs to be finished up, a West Coast. Paul, a Gemini Girl, if you're interested in this, you want a starter like Perry Cox told you to start with to practice these West Coast, I'd sell this for $500. And we got 2 second states that are both West Coast. This one's up on eBay. It's got a little tear that somebody tried to take the corner off to see if a butcher was underneath there. And the butcher cover is peeking through the bottom edge. And this is the latest one I got in. Beautiful, clean, no seam splits. Number 6 West Coast. Plainly see Ringo's V-neck. I'll take offers on this at $1,500 if you're interested in a real nice second state. And all those people out there that say that second states are worth more than third states, in my personal experience, that doesn't happen. A nice peeled butcher cover is worth more than a second state. All right, butcher covers are off the table.
Mama, Papa said, listen to Arthur Brown Fire as a tribute to LA.
Arthur Brown Fire.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to, on Rachel's Ghost channel this morning, they weren't supposed to bring up the word fire when they were describing albums.
Mr. Charles Ray said, Frank, what's the most expensive collectible item that you have that you wouldn't sell because you love it too much?
I pretty much don't get emotionally attached. I've sold things in the past I regret, but like the scrapbook I had from February 11th, Washington, D.C., that had 3 of the Beatles signing it. It had the ticket stub in there. It had a glossy photo that you've never seen before of the Beatles at the Washington Coliseum, the boxing arena. I wish I had that now. I sold that for $5,500. My guess it's worth about $15,000 now.
Abraham said, does the value go up if you go through the hard work of filling them?
Yes, if you peel it real nice.
Joseph Mantino said, correct, Ringo stayed in California. Jenna James said, you willing to trade for the second state?
You willing to trade? Depends what you're trading. All right, no more questions for a second. I gotta do some notes.
It's not a question. Gemini Girl said, I just got here. My notifications are screwed up.
I just showed all the butcher covers there, Gemini Girl. Unless you want me to show something specific. This is the one I sell for $500 if you want to finish up a West Coast. Right there. You want to finish that one up, I'd sell it for $500 or trade for something pretty good. You know how to get a hold of me, I think. Yeah, I think you got a hold of me on my Mr_StickerMania@yahoo.com. All right, notes. The California fire in LA. Come on, Sticker Kid. I can't concentrate on this and you're playing pussy.
I'm not doing anything.
You got a joke to tell?
No.
All right. You want to say anything?
No.
All right. All right. Notes about the California fire. Rick Springfield lived in Malibu. I hope he had his Lennon's prototype butcher cover put away and wasn't in his house if his house burned down. He paid $220,000 for Lennon's prototype butcher cover that's also signed by George and Paul McCartney. And the value, who knows what the value of that would be now? $500,000 at least. Brentwood had some fire scares, I think, last night, and that's where the Beatles stayed at a house for a week when they performed at the Hollywood Bowl. And the Capitol Records big tower out there on Hollywood Vine is close to all the activity. And Kevin from Kevin Records told me that these tape vaults that are out there underground and everything in LA, there might be a lot of damage. We won't know for a couple months all the damage that's happening there in Los Angeles. Our prayers go out to everybody that's out there. Gregory Fio, I think he's about 20 minutes away from downtown LA. Talked about the Washington Coliseum concert. We're going to have a lot of things to do with the Shea Stadium concert. I got some trivia questions. We'll do that in a second. PB Thal had a live stream last night, and Harry's music room was on there. And I started chatting about the second state stereo that PB Thal sent to Harry's music room. And I thought it was a number 5 with the gray border on top, but I couldn't believe they couldn't figure it out right away. It was the second state. It was pretty obvious that the butcher cover, that the trunk slick was covering up the number up there on the top. And that's a dead giveaway. You probably got a butcher cover underneath there. All right, post office I talked about, and I told PB Thal that I got this Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut, and this is the 3rd time I've had one. I'll tell the story of that right now. Come on, liven up, liven up, liven up. And stay away from my expensive cover, please. All right. 3rd time I've had a Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut from 1984 from the United Kingdom. This one's still on the shrink. Got the sticker for Nimbus Supercut there on the top corner right there. This one doesn't have any corner wear. Where the one that I had sealed from Chad Cassim that I bought for $5,500 and sold it for $7,000. I finished up a butcher cover for him to make the trade, and I got it instead of Mike from the In Groove. But this one cover's in better shape than that one. That was the first Nimbus Supercut I had. This record, it's got the original inner sleeve, made in Great Britain, polyline. It's another one, looks like it's never been played. I'll be scared to ever play it. I haven't played one yet. This is the third one. It's got the small indentation on the label. And in the dead wax it says Nimbus England on both sides. Let's put that away. So the second time last year when I had a Nimbus Supercut, I bought it for $6,200 on eBay. And I put it up for $7,000, and the seller that sold it to me had buyer's remorse and he wanted it back. So he gave me a full refund through eBay, plus he paid me $500 in my PayPal to stop the listing and send it back to him. So it was really another $7,000 sale on a Nimbus Supercut. I've had several inquirers if I would sell this. I was going to do a live auction tonight, but with the current events going on in California, I thought it was bad timing. But my firm price on this Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut and looking unplayed near mint condition is $6,000. That's 2-day overnight express priority ship.
Great feel in the Johnny Ramone.
Great Theo said, nice pepper shirt, Frank.
Thanks.
Johnny Ramone said, give Sticker Kid a glass of OJ.
Give him a glass of OJ. Did you bring any sparkling red grape juice today? You got your water? Why don't you go get a water? You need to pick it up a little bit. Can't be bored already.
Man, boy.
How am I going to teach you how to peel a butcher cover?
I don't know.
All right, where was I on notes? We're going to talk about Shea Stadium in a second. So the Nimbus Supercut. If you look at Andrew Polygram Auctions, he did a video last year about the Audio 5, and he did 4 years ago he did a video on the Nimbus Supercut, and his when he rates the best sounding stereo pressing ever of Sgt. Pepper, he pretty much has them tied because they have different things in each pressing that make it stand out. But on the Nimbus Supercut, they used the all-val equipment to cut it, and they used the purest grade of vinyl that was possible at that time in 1984. So it plays dead quiet, and you hear Day in the Life and Paul McCartney's bass and the vocals like you've never heard them before. The only difference in the Audio 5, it has a little more top-end sparkle. But the mid-range and the purity in the Nimbus Supercut is out of this world, supposedly. I might have the guts to play it before I sell it. But I don't think I could send that to PB Thal so he can make a rip of it. Not on something expensive like that or the Led Zeppelin turquoise. And one other thing about the Nimbus Supercut, there were only 1,000 of them pressed in 1984. The original price was like $50 USA. And they were made from a 30 inches per second tape from the Abbey Road vaults. On the Audio 5, they made 497 pressings, and they originally sold for $25 each. All right, if you don't have any other questions on the Nimbus Supercut, we're going to start talking about Shea Stadium.
Daniel Vogel said, can you tell me about the Magical Mystery Tour LP? Do you write?
Yes, let's talk about the Magical Mystery Tour. First time in about a year that I got a Horseshoe pressing instead of the 1977 Apple pressing that's made from the same plates. But this is the very first time that it was in with the -3 on the side 2 with the turntable logo Horseshoe. That's how you know you got the very first issue of a Beatles Magical Mystery Tour in true stereo on every song. This is still in the factory import shrink. Beautiful cover. And a record that looks like played a couple times with just a bit of spindle hole wear. Firm price on this, Gregory Fio is also interested in this, is $270 priority ship.
Someone, Greg Feel asks, MMT Horseshoe still $700 question mark?
700, I just said it was 270.
Well, he said that before you even mentioned it.
That's why he just deleted it.
All right.
Oh, it didn't delete
Can
for
you
me.
sit down there?
Alright.
Mom and Papa said you drank the Kool-Aid because Andrew decides what sounds best to you.
Well, I'm a little scared to play it. Andrew has a lot more experience. He does it full time. I've been listening to Beatles albums and the best pressings in the world. I learned a lot from Andrew of Polygram Auctions and Tom Port of Better Records.
Gemini Girl said German Horseshoe 1973.
What about it?
No, she was just. He was just saying that. Keep going.
Nicole said I just got here because I was watching the football game. Moonbeam Sky said I like psychedelic weirdness and Magical Mystery Tour LP.
So Nicole, this is $270 priority shipped. You know how to send me the money to my PayPal account. And the Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut. Nicole, in near mint condition, is $6,000. I've sold 2 of them in my lifetime for $7,000. This is the 3rd one I've had. Near mint, looks like there's no spindle hole wear at all. I'm not going to take the record out again. There's no scratches, no scuffs, no nothing on the super quality vinyl pressing. $6,000 on the Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut 2-day overnight express priority double box shipped. And $270 on the 1973 Horseshoe Beatles Magical Mystery Tour.
Johnny Ramone said, Frank, have you ever listened to the German Metal Masters isolated Sgt. Pepper tracks?
If I listen to a Sgt. Pepper DMM, yes, I have. All right, we're going to talk about Shea Stadium seat that Sticker Kid's sitting on.
No, sick of that.
Oh, Granddaughter, we'll get this right. Let's show it here a second, then I'm going to explain it.
Help him.
Oh.
So this is...
This is heavy.
This has got the original metal. Over here a bit. Over
No,
here.
right there. We're good. I can move the camera.
This is the original metal that was on the seat in 1965 when the Beatles played before 55,000 people. In the late 70s, they took the wooden backing in the seat and they replaced it with this heavy plastic on the backing and the padded seat. So in the late 70s, so all the Shea Stadium seats that came out of there when they tore it down would be similar to this. This is field level, number 3, and it's got a center seat number on the side. All right, let's put it down there. I'm going to talk about Shea Stadium concerts.
Oh!
If you want that, I have the professional packing that it came in from FedEx. The price is $1,200 shipped.
Jesus.
Here is what happened at Shea Stadium after the plastic was put on there. 1982, the Who played at Shea Stadium. 1983, the Police played at Shea Stadium. 1986, the New York Mets won the World Series. 1988, Guns N' Roses played at Shea Stadium. 1989, the Rolling Stones. 1992, Elton John. 2003, Bruce Springsteen. And then the last show at Shea Stadium was Billy Joel and Paul McCartney. And so this seat, somebody was sitting in that seat to see the last show.
Nicole said I just sent you the 270 for the Magical Mystery.
Magical Mystery Tour is...
Someone else sent it to you, too. I mean, you just got the money. Joan sent you the money. It's right.
Who did it first?
Joan.
Oh. Nicole, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to refund
I
it.
mean, you have to check it, but that's what it looks
All right,
like.
I'll have to check to see who I got the money from first. Your competitor got right in on there.
Daniel said, did James Young buy the seat?
James Young did buy the seat for $1,500, but he didn't. He thought that this is the way it was in 1965, and I explained it wasn't. That the backing was replaced, so I refunded his money, and now I've lowered it to $1,200. But the original, the metal on the whole sides here is all. Pull it up one more time. This is the metal. This was the metal that was in Shea Stadium when the Beatles played in 1965.
Dropped on my foot.
So Joan said to give it to Nicole. So
All
Joan's
right,
in here.
all right, Joan, you're getting, or Nicole, you're getting it. Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Okay.
So Nicole, and I'll refund the other lady the money.
Dang,
She's in the comments.
Dang said do the live auction for the Magical Mystery Tour.
I just sold that.
It's already sold. Sorry.
Richard said I saw John Lennon play at Shea Stadium 1977.
John Lennon played at Shea Stadium 1977. That never happened. Was he there in the audience?
Greg Fio said 2019 Paul McCartney Dodger Stadium all access amazing.
All right, there's my 3 trivia questions tonight to win a 1965 and a 1966 tour programs that were actually at the shows. You can tell by the wear. I don't think there's any notes in here to say which show this was from. I got 2 trivia questions tonight. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
You ready?
No.
You got to answer both questions in the same answer to win these programs. Question 1.
Scott Pilgrim said Tom Cruise.
Would you be quiet so I can say that?
Well, they said that.
What?
But it was just let it go.
All right, can I do this now?
No.
Huh. Here's the questions. Which rock star walked with the Beatles from the dressing room out to the field in 1965 when the Beatles played at Shea Stadium? Which rock star walked side by side with the Beatles as they walked through the hallway from the dressing room to the field? That's question 1. Question 2. What are the names of the 3 MCs for the Shea Stadium show in 1965? There were 3 different MCs. One started and he announced some of the opening groups, and then another famous DJ came on in the middle, and then a famous TV show host was the last MC. There's your questions.
They both got to be in the same comment or it doesn't count.
Here we go again. Question 1. Which famous rock star walked with the Beatles through the hallway from the dressing room to the field? Question 2. Which 3 MCs, what are the names of 3 MCs for the Beatles 65 Shea Stadium show? 2 of them were famous DJs, and 1 of them was a famous TV host. Anybody give me any answers? Come on. Thank you. And then we get through this, we'll show some more things.
Is anyone going to comment?
Mikey Arugula hadn't been there today. He said he was going to be on.
No.
We're going to try to do a me and Mikey Arugula on Rachel's Ghost at the end of
do Mr. Beatles Pro.
the end of January 29th, right before I retire. We got Beatles Pro. Where's he at?
Mr. Beatles Pro.
You got it. Mr. Beatles Pro wins. Way to go, Tom.
Everyone like, comment. Well, everyone like, subscribe, and hit the notification.
So Mick Jagger is the famous rock star that walked with the Beatles from the dressing room to the hallway to the field. And the three MCs were, first one was
Ed Sullivan, Murray Kay.
Ed Sullivan, Murray.
the first one was Cousin Brucey, and then Murray the K, and then Ed Sullivan came and introduced the Beatles right before they came on stage. Way to go, Tom, Beatles Pro.
Scott Pilgrim said I didn't know we could use Google. Whatever.
Why would
floats
you
your
even read
boat.
that? Yeah, just ignore that.
You can't say all the comments there.
Yes, I can.
Some of them are just
I
whatever.
feel like
All right, we're going to show some more things that I got at this great import estate that I bought from California. I got 3 big boxes. The first 2 boxes I got on what day? Wednesday. And my mailman brought it to me at 9:30 in the morning. He was just testing to see if he could get out without being stuck. And he thought, well, Frank probably needs this for his live stream. So I was the only one in this area that got a delivery that day. But I gave him a $50 tip on Friday.
Greg Fio said, congrats, Nicole. Now my landscaper gets paid for fireproofing the property. Beats a horror zoo.
Beats a horror zoo. I don't think anything beats that horror zoo there, Gregory Field.
Moonbeam Sky said, I wonder why Jagger didn't join them on stage for a song.
Oh, you probably wish he could. All right, a few other notes about the Washington Coliseum concert. If you watch the Beatles '64 documentary, one of the highlights of that documentary was the Beatles doing Long Tall Sally on the encore of that concert. And you know that was a Little Richard song. And at the end of the documentary, they show George singing Roll Over Beethoven, the first song of that first concert ever in America, which was a Chuck Berry song. So the Beatles purposely opened with Chuck Berry and ended with Little Richard pretty much on all their shows because that's who they really idolize the most. So in '65, they changed it to Rock and Roll Music at the beginning. John Lennon sang, and that was a Chuck Berry song. And then the encore was a I'm Down, and that's pretty much a Paul McCartney tribute to Little Richard. But most of all the Beatles shows ended with Long Tall Sally by Little Richard. All right, let's show some other thing. Are we the sticker kid done for the night?
Sounds like it.
Greg Fio said, fireproof trumps a horror zoo all day. It makes me sleep better.
Now, I understand, Gregory Field, but I think you wanted that Magical Mystery Tour. You messaged me quite a few times.
Thomas Crook said, do I need to send you my address again?
Thomas Crook? For what? No, we have your address, Thomas Crook.
No, I think it's because I think he thinks he won.
Isn't that the Canada one?
All right, can you move over a bit so I can show the record player?
I'm trying to read comments and I can't move this stupid ass.
We're going to play the record player. I just got it restored from our local place that does a super job on restoring these old symphonic record players. This is already sold for $5,000. Here we go. We're going to play a little bootleg single.
Oh.
See if you guys know who's actually singing. This is not John Lennon, but it sounds like him. We'll just play about half of it. Sure sounds like John Lennon, doesn't it? Even Yoko Ono thought it was her husband. Have you heard the word by the Fut? All together. They even have somebody that sounds like Paul McCartney in the background. So Magnetic, or the place here in town, did a good job of fixing this. So the answer to that is this was Maurice Gibb of the Bee Gees from 1969. Have you heard the word by Fut?
Tom said he sounds more like Julian, Julian, the son.
Did I talk all about the Shea Stadium seat? Yeah, I pretty much did. This is all the paperwork saying it's a real deal. You get this with the purchase of the seat. It's all from the Shea Stadium Memorial Mets. Dear Mets fan. All right, let's show some more stuff that I got at this estate sale.
I'll give you $10 for the seat.
Read the Caesar.
What's Caesar say?
Caesar said, Frank, the magic and mystery that has the pink horizontal rectangle on the top left has the same A1B3. Is that just as good as the one you were selling?
The one that's the first one that had the true stereo A1B3 has the turntable. And then I think they changed the logo, like you said, to the pink. But there are ones that don't have the turntable, that don't have true stereo, the 1971 pressing. And the 77 that has the apple and no Horzu over here is made from the same plates. And it sounds just as good, because I think the vinyl was made better in 77 than in 73. All right. So we got 3 Stevie Wonders. I'm just going to start showcasing from this big collection I got from California. This came from Santa Barbara. I can't remember the city. It was on that box. You'd have to look at one of those boxes out there, the shipping boxes. I sent one of them to Kevin, got one of them, but there should be 2 more shipping boxes. It'll tell me that the town from California came. These are all UK pressings that I'm showing. Stevie Wonder from 1972 and 73. We got the Talking Book. We got Music of My Mind. And we got Inner Visions. These are all UK pressings.
Sherman Oaks, California.
Sherman Oaks, California, where it came from.
Greg Field said, please resend my tracking number after the show. Thanks.
Your tracking number
He said
4.
Greg, they told me the mail will be running slow, but I'll look for it and send it to you again.
We've got notices at the store today on our postal. We have a contract postal in our store, and it says, tell the customer that everything will probably be delayed a week coming out of Louisville.
Moonbeam Scott said Stevie Wonder is awesome. Mr. Charles Wright said, Frank, do how all vintage 7-inch 45s from the Beatles have some value to them, or only specific pressings? I see you have a lot on the 80 range.
I don't know what he's talking about, but these are all original from the United Kingdom. I got a whole collection. I got another collection coming in. Daniel Costello bought the Get Back with a solid center the other day. And I sold the Love Me Do on the red label through eBay the other day.
Daniel Vogel said my German Magical Mystery Tour has the Apple logo.
Yeah, well, it sounds just as good, I guarantee it. You just don't want to get the Magical Mystery Tour from Germany with the DMM from the early 80s because it doesn't sound as audiophile as the ones from the 70s. All right, Harry Nilsson. I'm going to keep showcasing some things. You just get backed up on the messages for a second. All right, we got a Harry Nilsson from the United Kingdom. Touch of Schmilsum in the Night. And we got a Son of Schmilsson from produced by Richard Perry, but this is the UK pressing of it. Son of Schmilsson, there he is on the back. We got a couple Flock of Seagulls from this collection. These are USA. This one's got the hype sticker. Must be a promo for Nightmares, Wishing. I had a photograph of you and talking. And this lead singer with the strange looking haircut, he once said, if I have to sing Wishing one more time, I'm going to slit my throat. Well, you know, nobody would go see the Flock of Seagulls if they didn't do that one song. Same thing as Paul McCartney having a show that he didn't do, Hey Jude. Another Flock of Seagulls called The Story of a Young Heart. This is a US pressing of Ecstasy, Black Sea, and it's still in the green paper bag, kind of like the Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor. Show me those all those ones over there. Oh, wait. I got a Bangladesh UK pressing box set. First time I've ever had that.
Elon Musk.
Which sounds so much better than the USA because it's made straight from the master tapes at Abbey Road Studios. This is a UK pressing of Concert from Bangladesh. If you're interested on that, get a hold of me through my Mr_STICKERMANIA at yahoo.com. Here's some more UK pressings. It has the original booklet. It's got great pictures of George Harrison and Bob Dylan in the middle, Eric Clapton, Leon Russell, Ringo Starr, Badfinger. I wanted to show the Bob Dylan and George Harrison. Bob wasn't performing at that time, but George Harrison twisted his arm and he came out and did It Ain't Me Babe, Mr. Tambourine Man, and he did one other one. What was it? Blowing in the Wind, It Takes a Lot to Laugh, A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall, and Mr. Tambourine Man. You're right, done with that.
Yeah.
This is a USA pressing of pop music, or music. What's the name of the group?
Albert
I
Einstein.
think it's called M. Yeah, M. They had that great song, the hype sticker for pop music. Which two songs by the Beatles and the Rolling Stones are mentioned in the lyrics of this song, Pop Music? We got a UK pressing of Sparks. I think I showed that last time. We got a USA pressing of Catching Up with Depeche Mode. I traded with Kevin from Kevin Records today and got this Bruno Mars, I think my son likes, a 2016 pressing of Bruno Mars. Magic, factory sealed. All right, you can put those down there. And I got another batch here. I thought I had another batch. Oh, Panorama. Here's some more that I got from this estate sale. Panorama, a US, this is a UK pressing of Panorama. Has a hype sticker for Cruel Summer, Robert De Niro's Waiting on the hype sticker. I used to like Bananarama a lot when they redid the Venus song. Got another Kraftwerk pressing. Kevin from Kevin Records wants this to trade for the Bruno Mars he gave me today. Got a UK pressing of the Bay City Rollers. I used to love the song Saturday Night. I know they were on some Saturday night early TV show where it was about the Bay City Rollers. And we got a real nice Led Zeppelin Into the Outdoor in the original paper bag. This is a USA pressing, but I have two German pressings that came with this. I got a 1974 3 pressing from Germany that really cranks House of the Holy. And I got a 1975 Germany pressing of Physical Graffiti in the Dead Wax. It's got A2, B2, C2, and D2. But the most important thing that I learned from PB Thal, it's got strawberry in the matrix of the Dead Wax. He says anytime you find strawberry in the Dead Wax, you got an audiophile pressing.
Can I read comments?
Yeah, go ahead.
Johnny Ramone said, "We miss you, Sticker Kid." William said, "I'm here, dude."
What's William doing?
Say it, but
William said, "I'm here, dude," and I'm Brian Epstein Spirit.
All right, Brian Epstein Spirit.
Greg Fields.
So, a story about Brian Epstein, the Mexican Beatles buying group. I talked to him for an hour on the phone the other day.
An hour.
And they had an interpreter because the big boss doesn't speak English. So I spoke to Carlos, was the interpreter, and we made a deal on my signed Beatles fan club record from 1965. They're going to pay it off in 3 payments. Supposed to get the first payment next week. So it's still on eBay for $35,000, but as soon as I get the first down payment, it will not be up there anymore.
Greg Fio said, "Rest in peace, Richard Perry. I will miss him. Met Richard at a party.
Richard Perry, yeah.
Bel Air for Ringo in the 80s. Billy Preston also in attendance. Great memory."
Yep, that is. Gregor Phil, you met a lot of the big stars.
Moonbeam Scott said, "I have that Kraftwerk album, Computer World, on yellow vinyl."
All right. I don't think that's on yellow vinyl. Let me check.
Greg Fields said 1973 he produced Ringo's 3rd solo album featuring John Lennon on "I'm the Greatest Star" on drums.
Yeah, well, that's I want to talk about that album. Here we go.
Oh, Paul.
That's a great introduction.
But there was
So I talked about this Ringo UK pressing from 73 the other day, but I didn't realize in the Dead Wax, TML on both sides. What does TML mean, guys? There's a question for you. Who cut this pressing? Which mastering engineer cut this pressing if it has TML in the Dead Wax?
me.
Oh, you didn't get one right.
Doug Sachs. And Chad Cassim owns all Doug Sachs. Doug Sachs is no longer with us, but Chad Cassim bought all his recording stereo equipment. So I didn't know that the other day. This is a TML pressing. So I have to listen to this. This is on my eBay store for $99. But this is an audiophile pressing of Ringo if you're interested in it. Mr_StickerMania at yahoo.com will sell it $88 shipped. Audiophile pressing of Ringo.
Well, Dave Evans said Doug Sachs.
Said what?
He came in. Yeah.
He said it was Doug
He
Sachs.
said Doug Sachs.
Yeah.
Doug Sachs. What is the most famous album there, Dave, that I know you want it real bad, that he cut? The most famous that Doug Sachs ever cut, in my opinion, has to be what? The Germany and the UK pressing of you know what? Sticky Fingers.
I hate that song.
Let's see. Not yellow vinyl. But somebody was right. My Elton John Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is translucent when you hold up to a light. Somebody messaged that me. Said, check to see if it's translucent. Kevin from Kevin Records, I don't think I showed this last one. He said this is a great sounding Dave Clark 5 album. 25 thumping great hits. Only time they ever released Dave Clark 5 songs in true stereo, the early 70s. And then somehow after that, Dave Clark squashed that and only mono was able to be released after that. So if you really want to hear Dave Clark 5 at their greatest, you got to get this or the best of Dave Clark 5, the 1970 UK pressing.
Greg Fields said, how do we like Ringo's new LP?
I have not listened to it, but I'm going to go out and get it. Me and Mr. Mayo like it. Does Gregory Field have it yet?
I don't know. Ain't that something says you can't give Ringo to a country music enthusiast.
So
I
my
love Ringo's new LP. It's really great.
all right. Yeah, me and Mr. Mayo gave it a 10 out of 10. So this is my original stereo ad back. I've shown it before. It has printed in the USA on the edge there. It's up on my STICKERMANIA 2850, the pink one.
Oh my gosh.
It's up on my STICKERMANIA 2853 eBay store. But you better get it quick because my big buying group from the country south of the border is interested in this also. There's only about 20 of these left in the world that are in this shape with no seam splits. The very first cover ever produced in North America in the summer of '63, and then it wasn't released because VJ said the Beatles would never sell in America. They sat on these covers for 6 months before I Want to Hold Your Hand started being playing on the radio. And they said, well, we got to release this album. They said, well, we're bankrupt. And they said, well, we got to release it. Who cares? We'll make some money quick.
Joseph Encino said, I agree with Mr. Mayo. What?
He must like it then. One hand clapping. I know Gregory Field wants to buy this. This is the one with the bonus EP of the Backyard Sessions. That was only available through Paul McCartney's website. If you bought this in the store, it didn't have the bonus EP.
Ain't that something that Ringo is capitalizing in the moment?
Yep. Somebody sent me a message that this picture sleeve was made in Sweden. And I messaged him back that the record says made in UK, Wuthering Heights, backed with Kate Bush from 1977. And he was trying to say it wasn't worth much because it says made in Sweden on the picture sleeve. And he said, good luck on selling that. And you know what my response was?
What?
Good luck, babe. That's what I do with everybody who gives me a hard time now. I just say, good luck, babe. Where did I get that saying from? How about Chapel Rome? There she is, right up there. Let's show the princess poster. This was given away at the premiere of the Midwest, the Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, about over a year ago, on September 22nd, 2023. This was given away at the premiere of Chapel Rome's album. She looks pretty scary there, doesn't she, for Halloween? Chapel Rome is going to perform March 2nd. She's going to be the main performer at the Elton John They call it the AIDS Academy Award.
Ow.
It's not a foundation. What do they call it? Anyway, it's like a benefit.
Foundation.
And foundation, and Chaperone is pretty good buddies with Elton John. She's going to be the main performer on March 2nd. But it'll be even more spectacular if she wins some Grammys on February 2nd is when the Grammy Awards are, and she's up for 4 different awards. Where are we at on time?
It's 11:30.
Go 5 more minutes. You got any questions?
Brad Parnell's in there. He said Ringo released a country album before Beyonce was even born because ain't that something?
Bacchus of Blue, 1970.
Yeah.
Here's some more singles that came from the import collection estate from California. Got a T-Rex Metal Guru from 1973, and that's the original picture slate from England that had Mark Bolan on it. Got some Frank Zappa singles. Frank Zappa, what would the song of that be called? Bobby Brown and Baby Snakes. This was a single of Baby Snakes. I don't know much about Frank Zappa. Maybe some of you out there do.
Gregory Field said Paul McCartney tour 2025, ? Stay tuned.
All right.
Gregory, right?
Is he on tour in the United States, it sounds like? And then another Frank Zappa picture sleeve, I Don't Want to Get Drafted.
Gary Wright said just bought your Ringo LP from your eBay store.
All right.
Johnny
Gary Wright. Gary Wright was interested in my Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut. And so is Dave Evans, but I think they think my $6,000 is pretty rough, pretty expensive, but it's worth every penny of it.
Johnny Ramone said Harry Nelson's Schimmelison Vinyl.
What is it? Johnny Ramone said what?
Harry Nelson's Schimmelison Vinyl.
I just showed. Do you need me to show the Harry Nilsson vinyl?
He got a question mark about it.
Pee-wee.
Oh, what's the price on them?
Well,
UK pressings. Can we find Harry Nilsson again? I think it's over on your wall. Here it is. These are UK pressings. Harry Nilsson, son of Schmilson. This has the pull-out poster in it and a little touch of Schmilson in the night. They're both in excellent condition. I'll sell them both for $60 shipped. Send the money to my Mr. Underscore, or send me an email to my Mr. Underscore at yahoo.com. Sounds like I'm going to be busy with emails after this is over. So you got some poster, the poster for Son of Schmilson is right there. You got the I'd Rather Be Dead on here, and You're Breaking My Heart, Spaceman, and the Most Beautiful World in the World.
You can read it.
Alright, I showed my 45s. I think that's about it, unless you guys got any final questions.
Pee-wee C said, did all the UK T-Rex singles have that sleeve?
Most of them did, yes.
Is it a part of the re-release series?
This is not, this is original sleeve from 73.
Daniel Castillo said the Nimbus sold for $2K just 3 years ago. How has it appreciated that much?
I've sold 2 of them for $7,000 2 years ago, and then I bought one for $6,000 that the seller had buyer's remorse, gave me a $500 to my PayPal so I would cancel the eBay listing and send it back to him because he didn't want it sold. He wanted it back. So this is the third one I've had of the Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut. One of the best, 20 best, 50 best condition in the world, and you know they're all in private collections. I will hold on to this and until I get the $6,000 for it. That's the original polyline sleeve made in Great Britain, 1984. All right, I think that's it from Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks for checking in. We had a pretty good crowd out there. And we'll be back on Wednesday. And say hi to Mikey Arugula. We got to do a retirement live stream on Rachel's Ghost on January 29th if you're available. Say goodbye there, Sticker Granddaughter.
Goodbye, friends.
See you later, and be safe, and pray for all the people out there and the harm of the fires in LA. See you later.